Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to show y'all how to make some easy keto lunch and dinner ideas. This would also be wonderful for meal prep, but y'all know I had to do it well seasoned with some FLAVA, okay? Because eating healthy does not have to be bland. Now we're going to start out by doing this barbecue dry rub salmon. This is a really nice way to have salmon, and I have 1.5 pounds of salmon with the skin on. I also have some seasoning. So this is a brown sugar substitute, some garlic powder, onion powder, white pepper, accent cayenne pepper, and smoked paprika. I say, look, you got to get the smoked paprika for this. No regular Rika, because y'all know regular paprika don't taste like nothing, okay? And I'm also going to use olive oil, seasoning salt, and some butter cubes. First, I'm going to put my olive oil on my salmon because that is going to help the dry seasoning stick. Now, do not be like me and just dump all the seasonings on here. Guys, I should have mixed it up in that little bowl because I was working trying to get them seasonings to spread correctly after I had already dumped it on. So go ahead and mix yours in the little bowl. You could also just use your favorite sugar-free barbecue dry rub. And if you like a suggestion for a good brand, go ahead and drop me a comment and I will definitely give you some suggestions in the comment section. Of course, I'm going to go in with my seasoning salt, and you guys just want to salt to taste. That's why I actually don't mix my salt into the dry rub mixture because it's way easy to overestimate salt if you're just mixing it in the little bowl. And you definitely want to make sure those seasonings get on the side, and this is what I'm going in with my salt. Now this salmon, you can do any seasoning that you'd really like for this salmon, but this is just something I was playing with today and it came out really good. I'm going to bake this at 350 for about 10 minutes and then I'm going to broil it for about 3 minutes. Watch it while yours is on broil, but you are going to broil it because you want to get that little crust, a little caramelization from that brown sugar substitute onto your salmon, and this butter is going to help it stay juicy in the process. While that is cooking, let's work on our veggies. I have some cherry tomatoes, some mini cucumbers, and some red onion. Now I like to use the small cucumbers because the skin on them regular cucumbers is just it's just thick to me and I don't like fighting with my food, okay? So I'm going to use these little cucumbers because it's thin skinned and I'm going to dice them to the size that I want for my salad. Using these fresh veggies like this really lightens up a meal. So hey guys, keto don't gotta be all dairy, cheese, and cream. It can be really light and nice things like this as well. Now I just chopped up a little bit of the red onion because I don't want to get, too much of the onion breath. And I'm going to go in with a few of these sweet little cherry tomatoes. If you're a serious carb counter and you don't do no tomatoes at all, then feel free to leave it out. And I'm going to place everything into my side bowl. Now I'm going to make the dressing for this right in the bowl with a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and I'm just eyeballing this. Here I'm using a very good quality extra virgin olive oil because you're really going to taste it in the dressing. And of course I'm going to hit it up with a little salt and a little pepper, and I'm going to mix it together, and I'm going to just let this marinate to the side. Now after the appropriate amount of time, my salmon is done. This looks fantastic, and this could actually give you about 3 or 4 servings depending on how much you eat. With this meal, I also paired just some steamed green beans that I steamed and then tossed in a little olive oil and salt and pepper. I put my veggies on top of a bed of spinach, and look at this delicious meal. Now for our next option, we're going to be doing some kebabs, and I have 1 pound of ground beef here, and I just put in a little bit of very small minced onion. You got to cut it really tiny, okay? And I threw in some minced garlic. Now this is called Lebanese 7 spice. This is what's going to give your kebabs that classic, kebab flavor. If you don't have this, cumin, coriander with a pinch of cinnamon is a good substitute. I'm also throwing in some white pepper as well as, of course, the classics, some beef bouillon. Y'all, I love me some beef bouillon. Okay, you could also use accent. If you don't like MSG, don't come for me, okay, because I like it. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic powder as well as onion powder and a little bit of turmeric. Turmeric is optional, but it just makes me feel bougie when I put it in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to mix it up and I'm going to allow this to marinate for 30 minutes. Guys, if you think I'm doing a good job with this meal, go ahead and give me a thumbs up because this helps me get these recipes out to more people, okay? Now, I'm also going to prep for the cauliflower rice. I am prepping some red bell pepper here and I'm dicing it until a relatively small dice. You don't want it too big because remember the cauliflower rice is small. And I'm going to dice up some red onion into relatively small pieces. This is going to be we're going to do more like a cauliflower rice stir fry type situation. So these are our veggies. Now I actually made this cauliflower rice myself. I cut up some cauliflower florets and then I just lightly pulsed them in the blender. They were raw. You can also buy this bagged as well. Now, after our beef has been marinating, I'm going to form it into these kebab shapes. You can actually do this in the oven and put it on sticks and all that jazz. But you know, I ain't going to eat the stick. So I'm just saving my little money and I'm just going to make them into the shape, okay, on their own. Okay, kind of like little patties. And I like to do this little oval shape. And we're going to pan fry these. I put a little olive oil in a pan, and once that pan is hot, I'm going to stick these kebabs on there, and I'm going to let them cook for about 3 or 4 minutes undisturbed so we can get a nice crust. That crust is essential to the flavor, okay? So don't be moving it and flipping it around too early, okay? That's why some of y'all food don't be right. Y'all move it too quick, okay? Let the food rest and mind its business, all right? And then it's going to give you that good crust. If you are actually meal prepping this, you can actually slightly undercook these because they're going to finish cooking in the microwave. After I flipped it, I let it go another 4 minutes and I was eating it then, so I made them until mine was well done. With all these nice juices and flavor in this pan, we are going to saute these red bell peppers and onion. Guys, it is so important that you do not clean that pan because that beef has just let off all the fat and the juice, and for keto, you know we need that fat. So saute that for about 2 minutes and then go in with your minced garlic and a little bit of turmeric for the color. And you know, turmeric has some really good health benefits as well. I'm going to mix that all together so that the turmeric can actually stain the fat and the oil in the pan, and it'll be easier to color my cauliflower rice when I put that in. Cauliflower rice does not take long to cook. So it really only truly takes about 4 minutes. Anyone who's telling you to cook your cauliflower rice for 10 to 15 minutes, you're really overcooking it, okay? You mix it up until the color is right, and then you just add salt and pepper to taste. Because it has the juices from that kebabs, this actually is already full of flavor. Now this meal is a wonderful meal for lunch and meal prep, and I just added a little sauteed spinach with this that was just sauteed in onion, garlic, spinach, salt and pepper, nothing complicated, and now we have 2 delicious keto meals. Go ahead and like this recipe and subscribe if you enjoyed. Goodbye.